Devastator. Take this!
So, is it true? Could there be hope? Are those Transformer games we're all missing on their way back? Buckle up and let's get right to it. I've been collecting Transformers for over 30 years and I've seen stuff come and go. And some of those things I've missed most are a bunch of surprisingly good Transformer video games. There are several in total, but most notably we have War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and Transformers Devastation. So as of this recording, none of those games are available on any digital platform. So Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, none of them are available. And the only way you can play them currently is either A, you held on to your original copies, or B, you went out and bought new copies via resellers, say on eBay or something. But could that be changing? But before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button and hit subscribe. It really helps the channel more than you know. First, let's do a quick recap to catch everyone up in case you're not up on the latest video game news. Now, all three of these games were published by Activision, the same people that make Call of Duty, the biggest game in the world. And all three of these games were available on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 between 2010 to 2015. Fast forward to 2018, and it turns out that all three of these games are actually delisted, which means no longer available for purchase. So normally what happens is with video games, licenses run out, and unless a game is still making money or very popular with the fans, normally these licenses don't get renewed, and often games will get delisted and basically deleted from existence. Fast forward to 2022, and Microsoft actually put in a bid to purchase Activision for $70 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of energon. So it actually took over 2 years for this purchase by Microsoft of Activision to be approved. But once it was approved, basically all of Activision's game properties now belong to Microsoft. During the acquisition, there's been many talks that Microsoft would be possibly interested in bringing back many of Activision's back game catalog and putting them in their Game Pass service to enhance the Game Pass service, as it's always in the need of more and new content. So there's always hope. This is basically where people started to talk. Basically, at some point, Activision was asked, hey, would you be interested in bringing back these Transformers games? And they said they were. And then at another convention, someone actually asked Hasbro the same thing. Hey, would you be interested in bringing back these Transformer games? And Hasbro replied with the same answer. Yes, we'd love for Activision to bring back these games. So basically, the two companies have started to talk together and try to figure out how they can make this happen with licenses and make it a reality. One thing that did come up at some point, there was this rumor that possibly the source files for the game were lost, but I think that has been corrected and we do indeed have these source files available. So this is a possibility that the games could come back. So basically that's the background. Now moving forward is the Microsoft, obviously Activision acquisition has been completed. Activision is now part of Microsoft's family. And of course, as we move forward, there's been more and more talk about the back catalog of games for Microsoft's Game Pass service. So this is what's moving forward now. There's a lot of rumors flying around on Twitter and social media about different games coming back. And of course, those Transformer games keep coming up. Most notably is that apparently the Australian Ratings Board has filed paperwork for at least 2 Transformer games bearing the Microsoft Game Studios name. So this is very interesting. There's a saying in this industry, where there's smoke, there's fire. So this is very timely. The interesting thing here with 2 games being listed is that Microsoft actually owns a ton of video game studios. But the thing is that most of them already have projects secured on what they're doing for the next several years. So the likelihood that these are brand new Transformer games is not a thing. More than likely, if one was to bet money on it, since there's 2 in the listings, that this is probably definitive versions of both War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron from High Moon Studios, which conveniently Microsoft actually owns as part of the Activision deal. They actually work on Call of Duty games now, but I'm sure they would love to get their hands wet with Transformer stuff as well. So both these Transformer games are fairly old. I mentioned they are from 2010 to 2015. That's a long time ago. So they're nothing, they are going to be not with today's standards. However, with today's technology, they can increase the resolution, increase the frame rate, and make them look a lot prettier and make them look really good on modern systems. So this will entail be the definitive versions of these games. Of course, with the Transformers 40th anniversary continuing this year, interest in Transformers is at an all-time high, and this would be a great time for Microsoft to bring back these games to add to the Game Pass service to increase revenue. Also, hopefully if we do see the Fall of Cybertron and the War of Cybertron games return, the Devastation game will shortly follow, because that game is awesome as well. I mentioned earlier, where there's smoke, there's fire. There is a chance that these announcements are imminent. It could happen in the next few weeks. It could happen next month. I dare say it will happen soon, because we will certainly see Activision games dropped into Game Pass. They've already dropped a Call of Duty. They're going to be dropping more Call of Duties. There's Crash Bandicoot coming. There's a ton of Activision games. There's a good chance we will see these Transformer games very, very soon. So stay tuned to the channel for updates. Now, let me know, are you looking forward to playing these classic Transformers games? They're pretty good, I have to say. I played them when they were first out, but let me know in the comments if you're interested in actually playing Fall and War of Cybertron and that Devastation game, because they're really worth checking out. While you're here, why not check out the latest episode of the Everything Transformers, Everything G.I. Joe podcast, and as well, check out one of these other videos right here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.